And hello, welcome back to Girls in Business episode 2. I am really excited for this episode because it is juicy. This video is sponsored by Awesome. I am paying for a PO box for you guys to send me some letters, so please send me a letter. I am so excited to read them and I will reply back. You can send it to the address on the screen or down below. Also, I want to remind you guys of my entrepreneur platform called Build a Brand, where I share a lot of my secrets, strategies. I do webinars, focus on a lot of mindset stuff, and you can chat with me and get any type of business advice or opinion on anything. I'm literally there as your business bestie. So if you guys want to join that, then the link is going to be down below. If you guys haven't already, I would check out episode 1 so that you are caught up and understand what's going on, because what I'm going to be discussing right now, you will not understand, you won't get it. So go ahead and watch episode 1. I'll have it linked up here and also in the description down below. So I'm just going to continue where I left off, and that was prep month of August. In August, I was working my internship and I also got hired on with that YouTuber to help out as a social media assistant. I started to notice that I was making a lot more working for her remotely than I was at my internship. So I started to have thoughts of leaving the internship, but I didn't really know at that point yet. The internship did start getting really heavy. Like in the beginning, I was basically supposed to just help out the marketing team and the marketing director with like whatever they needed, but because I think they started to really trust in my ability and my skills, that they started just giving me whole projects by myself. Like I'm telling you, I was developing their website, I was creating graphics for them, I was in charge of certain aspects of the campaign that they were running, and I was also in charge of creating their social media channels and everything. So I started to feel a little bit overworked and really significantly underpaid. I remember when I started having these thoughts of leaving, I asked for a raise. Like I don't really know how you can do that when it's an internship, but I was kind of asking for a little bit of a raise or to actually get a permanent position, because I really do feel like I was able to give them a lot of value that they weren't able to have before, especially within like the social media aspect. Like when you are in charge of creating all the social media channels and also managing them and developing them, that is basically a social media manager. Let's just put it at that. Like I was doing a lot of different jobs, and sometimes it sucks because when you're an intern, you want to be able to learn real life experiences within that field. But I also feel like because they're either having you do it for free or paying you very little, they start to take advantage of that. And I definitely started to feel that way. So when they rejected my proposal to getting a pay raise or hiring me full on, I really started thinking, hey, I don't really think this is going to be for me. Like I already told you guys in the beginning of summer that I did not see myself staying here until graduation, and this only kind of really solidified that like I just don't want to be here. And the YouTuber that I was working for, her channel was growing like crazy and she was making videos that was getting a lot of recognition, and we just kind of talked about promoting me to social media manager, getting a raise, and also handling a lot of the social media aspects for her influencer agency. So I really began to trust that she was going to carry me along the way. Now this is where it gets super juicy, so hang on with me. I wanted to share with you guys some information about Awesome. If you have an online store, then definitely listen up. Awesome is a market-leading e-commerce bookkeeping software and accounting solution. Their app integrates with any type of e-commerce selling platform that you use, such as eBay, Amazon, Shopify. It gives you direct access to your dedicated accountant, as well as a snapshot overview of your financial position all in one easy-to-use app. The UK e-commerce is growing significantly instantly. So if you're looking to get set up over there, Awesome can register your business and store all your UK bookkeeping and accounting needs. You can get access to an exclusive discount on their services through the referral link down in my description. We're still in August and I signed the contract for my internship to be their intern for the upcoming semester of fall. Crazy because it's almost like I manifested this in a way. Like I always preach about, you create things twice. You create it in your head and then you create it in real life. Well, this is proof that this happened, because remember I was saying that I was thinking about quitting. You know, I didn't really feel that I was gonna be here anytime longer, but I also didn't know what else to do. So I was just kind of going along with it. And it wasn't until one day I went into my internship and my supervisor came in and she wanted to have this one-on-one meeting with me. And I was like, okay, you know, this is kind of weird. Throughout the internship, mostly in the summer, I got very comfortable and I was very relaxed with showing up a bit later or taking days off. And I think because now I was going to have it as a credit, they really were going to be very stern and make sure that if this is something that I really wanted to do and if I was going to be able to dedicate a full 20 hours to working there. And at that time, I was just like, that is kind of a lot. And the meeting was just a little bit off. It was kind of like, hey, are you going to do this or are you not going to do this? And so I can't really remember what exactly had happened, but I do remember feeling like, yeah, I think this is my time. Like, this is my exit strategy. I just told her like, hey, like I won't be continuing the internship. And I ended up quitting. I told the YouTuber this and she was very well aware that like I was basically relying on her for my income and everything was going really well. Like we were just talking about the things that we want to do. I remember the week before launch, I believe my last day of my internship was the Wednesday before and I was launching on that Sunday. That week, the YouTuber was acting a bit off. Like she was very unresponsive. I believe we passed the days that like she was supposed to pay me and she didn't like pay me and she like made up this excuse saying that, oh, hey, like I'll give you the money on this day and just like don't worry about it. And I don't know, she started just acting very sketch. She didn't really want me to do like her emails or really post. Like she was very standoffish and I felt uneasy, but I was like, oh, like it's okay. And so Sunday comes and I'm super excited because this is my launch date. I am having a launch brunch with my friends and it's supposed to just be an amazing day, right? I wake up and I go in to check her like Instagram, her emails, and I saw that like I was logged out. And so I was like, okay, this is really weird. So I text her and she comes back saying this whole thing, basically firing me because she's just going through a lot of like financial difficulties and she just can't afford to pay me anymore. And I was really shocked and I was just like, oh my gosh, I kind of quit my internship to work with this girl. My last day was just a few days ago and she was totally aware of this and now I'm just without a job. And this is the first time in my life that I've been without a job. Like I should have been panicking, but I wasn't. I remember just getting ready and I told my boyfriend and I was just like, you know what? Like it's okay. I feel like we're going to be fine. I'll just really have to make sure that I can sell the lip glosses. Looking back at it now, it's just insane because of the amount of peace and calmness I felt at this moment. Because even me right now, I'm like, you should be freaking out. You have bills that you gotta pay and there's no other job lined up. You literally just quit your internship and you have no money coming in and you barely have any money to begin with. How are you not freaking out? Like, how are you this calm? But I was, and I think internally I just knew that I was just gonna be okay. And it's just crazy because look where I am at today. So it's just reassuring to know that like I could trust my own feelings and believe in myself. So launch day was super successful. I got a lot of orders and I was really excited. Things were going really well. I still hadn't gotten paid from the YouTuber because she said that she was going to be able to have the money for me the next month when she would get paid from YouTube. I was really depending on that money to pay for my next batch of supplies. So I was kind of worried because anyone that ever owed me any money never paid me back, and I was just like, oh my gosh, if she does not pay me for the work that I did, I just don't know what I'm going to do. So the day comes and I don't know why I was expecting like to wake up and have the money sitting in my Cash App. So I gave her that entire day and I heard nothing from her. So I was just like, okay. I'm getting a little bit worried. The next day comes, haven't heard from her or anything like that. So I'm just like the type of person that I don't really like to confront people, especially like I didn't want to be that person that was like, hey, like, where's my money? But I also was like, I have to have this. And so I messaged her the next morning. I don't really remember how the conversation went, but I just remember her being a little bit rude, almost like, oh, here's your money, go, like just leave. And so she sent me on Cash App the money, and I guess it was like too big of an amount. It was like an unusual amount. And so Cash App actually refunded it back to her. And I remember getting on the shuttle to go to my first class, and I was like, hey, like it didn't go through. And I was thinking like, she's gonna check back, she's gonna resend the money, whatever. She didn't do that. And I was like, all right, maybe she's busy. So I waited pretty much all day, didn't get a response. And at this point, I'm just like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Because I'm really depending on this money for my business and to pay like my bills for the month. I don't know, at that situation, I was just like full of anxiety. I was like, is she gonna pay it? Is she not? Like, I know that she tried, but it didn't go through. Like, what's going on? And so again, I didn't want to be like, hey, like, where's my money, to like double text her. But I ended up doing it. And so she tried it again and it finally went through. And thank God, like I was just so relieved. Like the weight was lifted off my shoulders. So now that I have this new business, I feel like my biggest struggle was to have people trust my business. And I remember I had this woman and she was like my first biggest order. I think she ordered about like $40 worth, and she ordered it and then she came back saying that I was a scam and to refund her money and that she's gonna report me and like, where's my license and like all of this stuff. And I was so scared. And I was like, what? Like, no, I'm not a scam. Like what are you even talking about? Because it was literally like the day after that she placed the order. And so I ended up refunding her, and I remember feeling so sad because I was just like, wow, like that is such a big order. And so I wanted to share some tips on how to create a really trustworthy business when you first start, because there's a lot of factors that play that part. So the first one is making sure that you have some type of contact information, whether that be a phone number, an email address, and also to make it super legit, have a address on your website. This is going to help with the credibility of your business. I know that a lot of you guys may be operating in your own house, and that could be a very big safety concern. And so what I suggest is going to UPS and getting one of the postal boxes there, because that actually gives you a real address rather than a PO box. Or you can look for any type of community workspace that may be around your area where you can receive and send mail from. It's basically like a virtual address. That I definitely recommend doing. And also, if you don't have another business phone, then I would recommend checking out a Google Voice number, and this way that you can communicate with any of your clients if you need to do that. Then my second tip would be to build all your social media platforms. I feel like it's a little bit weird when a business doesn't have any type of social media presence. It doesn't have to be like 1 million followers. Fully setting up your pages like your Facebook, your Instagram, if you want to do a Twitter, your TikTok, whatever it is, make sure that it is developed and built out properly, and don't even worry about the followers or anything. I think if you have a really well built page that has genuine content on it, then I think that will help with your credibility. Another thing is to show proof. So a lot of my customers, they would get their package in their mail and they'll put it on their Instagram story. So I would go ahead and I would repost it to my story, and then I'd add that onto my highlights so that people can see like, okay, that person got their package, that person got their package. You also want to make sure that your website is legal. So adding a privacy policy page and also the terms of conditions or terms of service. Then you also want to make sure your website is well built and looks like an actual website. I hate when people just have one or two tabs, and it's just like catalog, and then it just drops down to all their products. It's like, no, you need to create sections. Even if you have just one product, maybe do a section where it's like a different vibe. So it's like you have your nudes collection, you have your glam collection. Really develop your pages and your website, and make sure that you have a FAQ, make sure that you have a refunds and exchange policy, make sure that you have shipping times available, make sure that you thoroughly have all of these in place. Because if I go to your website and you have 2 pictures and you have a tab that says categories, I'm gonna be like, this is so brand new, I don't know if I trust it, and neither will anyone else. It's super easy to go onto a big brand's website and see what they are doing with their website and how they have it formatted. Take inspiration from there. The next episode is going to be talking about what happened next and how I expanded my business from just having family and friends purchasing to getting strangers to actually purchase my product. I'll be sharing my sales and growth strategy in that one, and I only have shared that with my B2B members, and so it's just so good that I wanted to share it with you guys as well. Make sure that you're subscribed and turn on your notifications bell so that you do not miss an episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out Awesome. The link is going to be down below. Also join my entrepreneur platform, Build a Brand. That's also down below. Make sure to send me a letter and I will reply to you. And I'll see you guys in episode 3.